Hi, I'm Taran.
I'm Millie.
And we run Go Sea Kayak in Sardinia. And right now, we are in France.
France!
France! Oh, actually, we're on Isola Lavazza. Or not Isola, it's the island of Lavazza. We're not in Italy now. Lavezzi. I don't know, I can't pronounce these bloody French names.
It sounds like a coffee.
Well, basically, we've been paddling for 2 days already because we actually started at Rasa di Junco, which was our local beach in Sardinia. And we paddled up through the Maddalena Islands and we've come here to the most southerly island of Corsica. So I say we're at the most southerly tip of Corsica. And this is where the adventure really starts now. So we're going to start kayaking clockwise around Sardinia.
Corsica!
Corsica. Clockwise around Corsica. Yeah, so we're just keen to get on the water and get going now. It's absolutely gorgeous here, and we're going to explore the islands before later going into Bonifacio, which I believe I pronounced correctly. And we're going to get some supplies and then start up the west coast. So you ready to go, Bubba?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're taking this really, really seriously. Cool. We'll see you later.
Enter a new day, feel the motion, take the first step into the ocean, climb up the tallest tree and see what's all around. The sun shines beaming and the air fills up with sound like hola, hola. Up here there is no fear, I think I can see the future. Hola, we won't stop living our life like we want to all the time, all the time. All the time, all the Jump as high as you can, fly to a new land, make every moment last, 'cause time is slipping away fast. Feel the rush of something that you've never done. Let everyone know that it's okay to have fun. Sing hola, hola. Up here there is no fear, I think I can see the future. Hola, we won't stop living our life like we want to all the time, all the time. All the time, all the time. All the time, all the time.
So here we are again at the start of another exciting adventure, the culmination of our hopes and dreams for the past 12 months, and the shadow of the thought that came before that making its way onto our bucket list. Every dream has to start somewhere, and I guess you start with the logistics, which is why we started this adventure from our local beach in Sardinia, preferring to paddle north for a couple of days to reach Corsica, as opposed to faffing around with car transportation and ferries to reach a start point. Apart from that, it just makes it more fun and enabled us to achieve our desire to paddle through the Maddalena Islands and then across the Straits of Bonifacio. So the first day of our circumnavigation of Corsica saw us leave behind the beautiful island of Lavezzi and head west, passing enticing caves and under towering limestone cliffs towards Bonifacio, where we stopped to fill our kayaks with food and water before leaving the busy port and looking for our peaceful idyll to camp for the night.
Morning. We've just spent our first night on a Corsican beach, the mainland Corsica, and yeah, we found an idyllic beach that was unfortunately populated by wasps, but we survived. and they made eating quite difficult. We did it in the sea. Taran did it on some distant rocks.
With lots of flailing in my arms. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
I think it must have looked like a comedy. We were running around, they were chasing us, sitting on our mouths, sitting on other bits. Wow.
Yeah, we won't mention the other bits. I got one going for my finger right now. Ooh, there we go. See what I mean?
Anyway, we are heading for the southwestern tip this morning and hoping to pass it and start going north, which is really exciting, really quick. Yeah.
And I want to go see it, so we're going. Ciao.
Bye.
On our second day in Corsica, we couldn't resist paddling amongst the rocks and meeting the local wildlife. Millie found a hermit crab, and I had a very close encounter with a spiky sea urchin.
There's nowhere else you wanna be, right here, right now, here and now. There's nowhere else you wanna be, right here, right now, here and now.
Okay, so right now I guess you could say we're doing logistics. Millie's gone shopping, so we just spotted a spare. I'm just kind of looking, reminiscing at the view, because we just paddled 10 kilometres across the bay from where the smoke is in the distance. If we carried on up that way, we would have gone to Propriano, but we decided not to go all the way in through this huge bay and just cut straight across. But it's quite a crossing. It's taken us a couple of hours to get here. We're pooped. We got less than an hour of daylight left, so we're going to carry on up that way a little bit more and go look for somewhere to camp before it gets dark. And I'm just waiting for Millie to get back now from the spa and see what curry she got, because I am bloody starving. So yeah, let's just wait for Millie. So day 5?
Day 5.
Okay, so it's day 5. You see we're not sitting that close together this time, because we've had a little bit of a domestic. Yeah, Millie woke me up last night when she was going outside, and then I needed to go to loo and basically spilt my bottle of piss inside the tent.
All over our sleeping bags, all over the tent, all over the mattresses.
I'm still a little bit sleepy,
You
so I
then
didn't
just sat there and blinked while the wee soaked into the sleeping bags. I was screaming at him to do something, Taran. Do something! There is wee everywhere. He just sat there until we found a towel and then he mopped it up.
I was sleeping.
Are you crazy, babe? These are down sleeping bags.
I know. They smell a bit fragrant now.
Yes, it stinks like a piss chamber in here.
Yeah, well. But yeah, a bit tired now because we didn't sleep that well last night, and I don't know, just gonna get ready. Millie's been having a mental breakdown because her hair needs to be washed.
So yeah, I don't really have that problem, but yeah, we're gonna go wash Millie's hair and pack up and I don't know.
Lovey, talk about the dog. That was special.
Oh, the dog. Yeah.
Everything was happening last night.
Yeah, Millie went to go outside and I just heard the
To
most
escape
horrendous...
the wee.
Yeah, I heard the most horrendous scream. Basically, there was a dog with his head waiting for us right outside the front of the tent. A big black dog.
You must have been sat there for ages waiting at the zip.
And, you know, it's pitch black. Big black, scary looking dog. Like, she did scream quite a bit, but he was really sweet,
he was
and
so sweet.
Just wanted to throw him a stick for him.
Yeah. He had actually, he was waiting outside the tent with this big, slobbery, greasy stick. That was why he was there. He wanted us to throw the stick for him. And we noticed he'd also been swimming, although it was pitch dark. He'd obviously been in the sea. And yeah, he just wanted the stick.
But yeah, we're just gonna get ready now slowly and take our time.
Jimmy a beauty. Ahoy there, wench. Can I drop anchor in your lagoon? So we stopped at this beach, just a little beach, just for a 5-minute break and stuff, and we saw Hottentot figs. And you can eat the juice on these, so that's what we've been doing. And we've also seen rock samphire, which is my little vitamin C pick-me-up trick for when I'm going around on these little expeditions.
I reckon Hottentot figs have more vitamin C though.
I don't know.
Baboons eat them in South Africa.
But yeah, I've been eating both, just having a little nibble, and it just makes me feel a little connected with the natural world, which better than the vitamins themselves, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool. Should we find some more?
Yeah. Yum, 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 Hottentot fig, here I come.
So this stuff here is rock samphire, and it grows everywhere. It grows all over Sardinia, but it's also all over the UK as well, where I come from. And it's really good for vitamin C. Apparently the Victorians used to pickle the stuff. As we make our way towards Ajaccio, the coastline starts to show us why the west coast of Corsica is so famous. We can't resist playing between the rocks and being captivated by the extraordinary scenery, but as yet we had no idea that this was just a small taster as to what was to come as we headed further northwards. Okay, so we just pulled in by Ajaccio, where we just done a bit of an epic shop, or Millie done an epic shop, and I just got the water supplies, but we're exhausted. We've been paddling all day, just passing headland after headland after headland. So lots and lots of open crossings, and it was all a bit boring, wasn't it, babe?
Some bits were beautiful. Lots of it was quite residential.
Yeah, the first bits were really wild and very, very beautiful, but then it got a little bit residential and stuff, which is not really my thing. But yeah, we're kind of still in Ajaccio. We found a tiny little beach nestled amongst some rather expensive looking property and stuff, and it looks like it might give us a peaceful night, and we're just going to camp here for the night and chill out, and then head on up the wild and remote west coast tomorrow, which that's kind of what I'm really looking forward to.
Tell them what you saw today.
Well, I saw a flying fish today. That was pretty cool. Only a small one, but yeah, flew for about, I don't know, 60-80 metres, and yeah, it's really cool. Millie thought it was a bee, but
I thought it was a big bumblebee.
I was pointing frenetically and told her what it was because I was a bit closer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty special. But yeah, I'm pooped now. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. Ciao.
Changing every day's rearranging. I can see a new wave coming. Everything's clear now. I can see a new day, like a big old double rainbow in the early morning rain. My heart's in a new place. I must
Okay, so it's now the end of day 7. And yeah, we just can't believe the weather basically. It's absolutely crazy. We've been having force 1 to 2 every single day, maybe gusting up to about force 3. So the sea's basically been like a swimming pond.
Particularly in the morning, that's so
Swimming
clear.
pond, a swimming pool.
Okay, so get the thumbs into the middle of the apple. I can feel some. Yeah.
Well done, Baba.
Splitting apples on the water. Yeah.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. Oh, oh. So this is the town of Carjesi, and we're just going to pull into the marina and get a little bit of water, and hopefully we'll find a spare as well and stock up some of our food supplies. It looks quite pretty from out here, and have a little look when we get closer in. But as you can see, the weather's perfect and idyllic again, and yeah, it's great. It's like force 1 to 2, maybe gusting up to 3 every day, but in the back of my mind, I must admit, I'm kind of regretting that the weather's not a little bit more challenging, just a little bit more fun, because it's starting to get a little bit boring. We're just like paddling and paddling and paddling, and it's like a swimming pool all the time. And I'm kind of grateful for that. It's making the trip a lot easier, but it's also a little bit boring, and I'm kind of hoping for a little bit of fun, but I don't know, it looks like another week before we're going to get any weather, so we'll, you know, just wait and see what happens. I'm going to go fill up our water now.
As we leave the marina at Carjesi, we had no idea that we were starting an incredibly special day. One of those rare days in life that stay in your thoughts forever. Justifying why we explore, live out of a tent for weeks on end and keep paddling when our bodies are tired day after day. As an explorer, I'm driven by a desire to see new places, countries and cultures. As a kayaker, there are certain things I hope to see and experience during an adventure. Dramatic coastline, towering cliffs, caves, tunnels, dolphins and breathtaking deserted beaches. We knew Corsica could provide all this, we just didn't expect it all on just one very magical day. The coastline between Carjesi and Porto has to be some of the best coastline in the world, with Capu Rossu being the cherry on the cake. So we've just had the most amazing day on the water. Totally didn't expect to see what we've seen today, but we've seen dolphins earlier, which was really cool.
Yeah.
and then we seen the most beautiful headlands, and then when we went round the final headland we found this like little gap in the rock that took us into like a little amphitheatre with little caves and stuff, and oh god, it was just the most stunning place ever. The place around here is kind of like fjordland, how I'd imagine it to be. We're just surrounded by huge cliffs. There's hardly anywhere to get out, and it's just very, very beautiful. How do you feel about it, Bubba?
I'm quite glad to have found this beach. We were getting desperate.
Yeah, it was this one. Oh, we got to paddle on for an hour to a place called Porto.
Yeah.
So,
and we'd have arrived there in the dark, so we're stopping here. This is much better.
But this place is just absolutely gorgeous. We're going to have an awesome camp here tonight. So see you in the morning.
Can you hear that? Me neither. I'm out in the Golfo di Porto. We're crossing across a bay. It takes about an hour to get across, but it's just so quiet out here. It's absolutely wonderful. The wind is about force 1, if that. Barely a ripple on the water. There's hardly any boats around, but at the moment there's just no sound. It's absolutely wonderful. And it seems rare in this life that we get to experience things like this, where it's just quiet and peaceful. Good for the soul.
Caught me in an endless dream. I can hardly speak. I can't spell it out for you. My mind is weak, but you caught me when my heart is racing. Oh, you sweep me off my feet. When trials come before me, you were all I need. Always on my mind, one step at a time. Thought it was impossible to feel this way again. Never thought this heart would be made new, but it's not the end. You caught me when my heart is racing. Oh, you sweep me off my feet. When trials come before me, you were all I need.
Okay, so we're off a headland, and there's just nowhere to get out by here, but we're starving and we want to have lunch. And we've got a few more Ks to do before there is anywhere to get out as well, so we're having a kind of rafted lunch. Yeah, where kayaks are rafted together, and we got ourselves hooked onto a tow line to stop us being blown away, because the wind's trying to take us back to where we just came from. And so far it's working. I can keep my fingers crossed because I'm starving. Okay, so we've been paddling all day, and we decided to take a chance and try and come around the northwest tip. She decided to come around the northwest tip. I was a little hesitant because from the map we got... Shut up! From the map that I got, it doesn't look like there's anywhere to get out on the map, so I wasn't sure if we should go around, but we found this place and it's absolutely gorgeous, so we're going to come and relax here for the night. After I spank her with my paddle. So what's your highlight from today then, babe?
It would have to be that tiny crab we found, which was no bigger than my smallest fingernail.
It was really small.
It was tiny, and when we released it, it went back into the same crack that I found it in. As if it remembered.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? And you're looking forward to tomorrow? Northwest tip?
Northwest tip I am, and Calfee, I'm looking very much forward to seeing that.
Almost at the halfway point.
I know, crazy.
We're getting there.
I just think I'm worried that the weather's going to break when we start going up the finger.
I think it's going to break before the finger. 2 days time, 4-7 apparently. We'll see.
Oh, well, maybe we can finally have a rest day. We haven't had one since we started paddling.
Really haven't we?
How was your day today?
Nice.
Best thing you saw?
Probably the beach we were camped on. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, it was properly remote, wasn't it, babe? There was no road access, no foot access, just no sounds of human activity whatsoever. Yeah, I think it's the best beach that I've ever camped on.
And are you having a nice time now?
Yeah, we were gonna go around the northern tip, which meant we would have been pretty much paddling in the dark by the time we finished. But we found this beach and yeah, just chilling now.
So it's like a bonus, right, this one?
Really good.
Enjoy your apple.
I was rudely interrupted.
Now you know how I feel all the time.
Spitting out bits of apple as I'm trying to
We were up early the following day and excited as we prepared to leave the west coast behind and paddle around the northwest tip of the island. It was lucky we camped where we did the night before, as the coastline here was wild and beautiful and absolutely nowhere to get out and camp on the western side.
Okay, so you can probably see just behind us a little lighthouse, and that is the northwestern tip of Corsica. So yeah, it's quite a poignant moment. Whenever you're on these expeditions, every corner is quite poignant. So yeah, just onwards, eastwards, and we're going to go stop in the beautiful town of Golfo now, just get some water and some shopping. It looks gorgeous from here, it looks a bit medieval. I can't wait to get in a bit closer and have a little look. Okay, so yesterday, wow, I'm not really sure what happened there, but we were exhausted, so we didn't really do much mileage. We went into Golfo, which is just over that way. You can still see it from here, but yeah, we went in to do water and supplies, and we couldn't get water straight away because the marina had these funny taps, so we couldn't get any water there. And then we went shopping, which seemed to take ages. Tried to go to a post office, closed for renovations, so we were in Golfo for quite a few hours, and I was baking in the sun. Millie was running around doing all the chores and stuff, and we just felt really tired, so we didn't do many miles at all yesterday. But we found this lovely, lovely beach by here, and there's a good little spot for the night. We're right in front of some people's houses, but they're all closed up. They're like holiday homes, so it doesn't really matter. And today, looks like we're finally going to get some bad weather. It sounds terrible saying that, but yeah, it's been really calm, so we're going to get up to force 4 to 5 later on. And then tomorrow it's going to be getting up to force 7, so we're going to paddle today, we're going to see how it goes, and then tomorrow we'll probably have a day off. First day off of the whole expedition. Woohoo! Can't wait. Really looking forward to that.
Whilst we stop for a break at Uluru, we take time to appreciate some of the wildlife, especially the amazing diving cormorants that could be seen through the crystal clear waters.
Okay, so the weather's finally breaking. We're starting to get a bit more of a breeze. It's going to get up to about force 4 or 5 later. Tomorrow it's going to get up to about force 9, so we won't be going anywhere. But there's a good stiff breeze building up now, and we're going to head to that land in the distance over there, which is actually marked on the map as a desert. Apparently there's loads of lovely quiet beaches out there, so we're quite excited about it. But it's going to be an hour crossing to get across with a nice stiff tailwind. We might go a little bit quicker. and then we're just going to look for a really nice sheltered beach and just sit out the storm tomorrow and have our first day off in over a week. So we're pretty excited about that. So we're going to pack up, we're going to go. So this is where we decided to pitch ourselves for the night. We thought that with the oncoming bad weather that we're going to have tomorrow, it might be a good idea to find somewhere as sheltered as possible so that we can hide from the winds and just have a relaxing day off, not worrying about the tent blowing away. Had a good look on the map and I found this place. It's got a beautiful lagoon here behind us. So we had a short carry across the beach, which was tricky because the boats, as you can imagine, are quite heavy. And then we pitched ourselves down there. And yeah, we got all the guy lines down ready for tomorrow, and we're ready to sit out the weather, hopefully in comfort.
Da 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 da
Forecast it might get up to 4 tonight, and I think for once they might actually have been right. It's crazy here, and as you can see there's a forest fire blasting away in the distance. Shit, I gotta go hide in the tent, it's crazy.
And the diesel churns like a sizzling power saw. Fireworks, skies, cracker jack surprise, got a sweet insulted draw.
So finally we're leaving the beginning of the desert after 2 nights. We've battled sandstorms. It's not been a very restful rest period, but we're glad to be going, I guess. And we're going backwards because we've run out of water, and the water that T got yesterday was contaminated. It had a really strange, really burning taste in the back of our throats, so we had to throw it all out last night. So we're going backwards to Lotsari to refill our water, and then we'll hopefully be passing the desert today. Yeah.
No, it wasn't restful at all. Basically, the first day we spent, you could either have the option of standing outside and getting sandblasted, quite literally, because it was like blowing force 9 and it really stunk, or you could sit in the tent and cook, because it was like a sauna in there, so it wasn't a restful day at all. And yesterday, it was windy, it was about force 5, it was more than predicted. But yeah, you couldn't rest either. You either get sandblasted outside or you cook in the tent. So
and it was a forest fire, which we were worried about.
And also, the first night we spent here, the water came up and actually touched the end of our tent.
Oh God!
So we got up at 1 in the morning and had to actually move the tent. So it's been a bit chaotic. We got to leave now, and first we got to get out of this seagrass. The first storm cleared away all of the seagrass completely from the beach.
That was amazing.
And now it's back with a vengeance. So yeah, we got to get rid of get out through the seagrass. Yeah. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
It's like soup, sludgy soup.
I'm you and you and me, we fit together so seamlessly. I'll take care of you while you were young, and later on you'll take care of me. I'll pick you up when you fall down, dry your tears and tuck you in at night to see you standing there with your long, long hair. Years from now, that's when I'll say I did okay.
The following morning, day 17 now, and wow, this beautiful island just keeps on giving. Such a pretty part of the world. We were camped at the picturesque Plage di Loto after arriving late the previous evening. From our camp we could clearly see the finger of Corsica where we would be paddling in the afternoon. It was tempting to cross straight over, but we had to go shopping first in the rather posh San Floron, a lovely little old town with, sadly for us, more bars and restaurants than supermarkets. but we did find one supermarket at least.
Okay, Millie, so when we get to the beach tonight, are you going to pop up the tent, cook me dinner, make me tea and feed me lots and lots of chocky until I go pop?
You've got to be joking. Never.
Okay, look into the eyes, look into the eyes. Don't look around the eyes, look into the eyes. You're under. When we get to the beach, you're going to have an overwhelming desire to put up the tent, make me coffee, cook me supper, and feed me chocolate for the rest of the night until I go pop. Is that okay? See.
Teasel. Oh, good girl, Baba.
So, we camped on this beach tonight, and we've noticed that the entire beach is made out of pebbles of serpentine, which when they're wet, they shine the most incredible colours of iridescent green. Some are kind of cloudy, some are quite clear, but they're all this amazing shade of serpentine, I guess. We're sleeping on them. We're sleeping on serpentine.
And what else did you find, babe?
Yes. I also found 2 Corsican good luck symbols. I have a postcard all about them. They are called, I can't really pronounce it, but the Uli of St. Lucy, and they say, from what I can gather on the postcard, that they are good luck charms. And they've got these beautiful little spirals on the top of each one. It's really amazing.
Okay, so we just rounded Cap de Corse. It's not quite the northeastern tip, but it's almost. We're not that far away. It's about 6 kilometres. But as you can see, Willie's already started celebrating with a packet of chips. And yeah, I'm gonna have some too. But 6 kilometres, gonna take about an hour, and then we start to go southwards again for the first time on the trip. Woohoo!
So exciting!
Can't wait for that. But as you can see, the conditions are absolutely fantastic for coming round what is quite an exposed headland, really. And there's absolutely nowhere to get out around here, so we're really lucky with the weather. So we just made it to the northeast of Corsica. It's a big milestone. Now we just go south along the east coast, and then a little bit west when we get down the bottom to get back to Bonifacio, and yeah. It feels like we're well over halfway now, so it won't be too long before we finish.
And we're so glad that island is not something we have to paddle around. You happy?
I'm happy, Bubba. You happy?
Yeah.
Cool, let's see what the East Coast offers. Okay, so we're just settling in for our first night on the East Coast. Had a wonderful paddle today. And in fact, that very corner, just 100 metres away from me, is where the compass first read 180 degrees, due south. This place here, absolutely stunning. I mean, the sea is calm, the sky's pink, Millie's cooking me dinner, and it feels like we're really getting somewhere now. We just got to paddle south for a bit, quite a few days actually, but yeah, paddle south, and soon we'll get back to where we started from. And I kind of find that really exciting. I can't wait. So let's just see what's going to happen over the next week now.
Roll down the windows, turn that key and drive. Dial up the radio loud enough to feel alive. That sun song shoulders. Rain-washed blue jeans, getting older, molded by the open roads that were flying down together. Yeah, it always feels better when I put on my shades. We just drive away. We just drive away. Beach towels and crush cans laying in the bed of a truck, sleeping underneath the stars and living on love. That sun-soaked feeling on my shoulders. Rain-washed blue jeans, getting older, molded by the open roads that were flying down together. Yeah, it always feels better when I put on my shades. We just drive away. We just drive away.
Okay, this one. It was a cheaper one. Some
Okay.
of them explode with a pop.
So tell us about them, Beba.
So we call them exploding cucumbers, and I think Taran found out they're called touch me not balsam. But when they become yellow and quite swollen, normally they're just quite dark green, but when they become yellow and you even just incredibly gently touch your finger to them, they explode, some of them with a pop. And the first time we discovered them in Sardinia, we screamed. We got such a fright just from touching them. They're really fun, and this place is full of them. It's like a kind of wasteland, I guess. They just seem to be really enjoying the sand here.
So last night we managed to camp on what appears to be a surf beach, and I got quite a ride in and as usual forgot to film it. Well, I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. Anyway, it looked too big for Millie, so I paddled back out again and we landed at a more sheltered spot further along the shore. This morning though it's a lot calmer, but there are still some big swells running in, so we have to time our launch carefully in order not to get soaked. Once offshore, I could really see the swells as Millie kept disappearing behind them as we paddled past the last few kilometres of a 200k stretch of sandy beaches. Yeah, 200k. Mental.
So we came to this place yesterday, Solinzara, about lunchtime, and we were intent on doing hopefully our final shop of the trip, but the shop looked like it didn't open till 3 o'clock. So we went back there at 3 o'clock, it wasn't open. It turns out it's closed for the season. The two shops that were in the town are closed for the season. Usual story around here when there's tourists involved. But we found out there's another shop which Melissa walked to. It was about 1.3 kilometres I think, so it wasn't too far. But by the time she got back with the shopping, it was getting late, so we decided to camp in the beach right next to the marina here. And we had a really helpful local who helped to portage the kayaks over the wall onto the beach. And yeah, we had way less than helpful local who was intent on stealing one of our water bottles, which luckily we managed to retrieve and fill up ready for the rest of the trip. So yeah, we've had a very, very lazy morning. It's 11:30 now, so we better get underway because the conditions are absolutely perfect. And the long sandy beaches are finally finished, and now we're going to be paddling past some cliffs and bays later, so the scenery's going to get a lot more interesting, and just really excited to go see that now. The long bays are nice, they've got a nice backdrop, but it gets a bit tedious after a while. Looks like Millie's set to go. She's dragging the kayak over by herself. I better go help her. Okay, so we're slightly north of Porto Vecchio. It's really quite close now, but we've been seeing this hazy bit of land in the distance and been thinking about it, and we've now definitely decided that it's Sardinia. So yeah, we can see totally the finish line in sight now, and yeah, that's kind of exciting.
If you can lean on me, then I won't call on you. So we must be free of what we don't need. If anger is your crutch, then I'll start giving up. But we will find a way, 'cause it's all that matters anyway. We won't stop, we won't slow down, reaching up higher till we leave the ground. The time is right to hit that high, so let's not sit back and watch it go by. It's not a game that we're running from. We know what we want, and we'll get it done. Soaring and flying, don't care if we fall. There's no point in trying.
We awoke on day 27 of the expedition on the lovely sheltered beach of Plage Porto Novo, and were treated to a wonderful surprise as the lake behind the beach was full of flamingos. I really love flamingos. They're quite comical in the air, but wading through the water as these were, they look just stunning, and we spent some time just watching, observing them as they allowed us to get quite close. Magic. After our encounter, I checked the forecast and, well, it wasn't good, so we packed quickly and got underway whilst it was still calm.
Okay, so we rushed off the beach this morning because we had a weather forecast for potentially dodgy weather. I had two forecasts, one was force 3 to 4 and the other forecast was for force 5 to 6. Obviously that one's a little bit more concerning, and the wind was due to come in more into the afternoon. It's about lunchtime now and the wind is definitely picking up, but we've reached the headlands and we've just got to decide now basically whether we're going to go to the right into a nice sheltered bay where we can sit out the storm for 2 days, or whether we go to the left, we carry on and we try and get to Bonifacio and finish our trip basically, which would be really cool. But yeah, we just got to make a decision. What do you think?
Carry on.
Carry on. I'm thinking carry on as well. It's not a stupid decision to carry on because for the next hour and 20 minutes, looking at the map, there's a beach pretty much every 20 minutes that we can get out at. But after that, it gets a little bit more complicated, and as you get to Cliffs, yeah. Coming towards Bonifacio, there's nowhere to get out, it's just sheer cliffs, and it does get a bit bouncy around there. So, yeah, we're just going to carry on for about an hour and 20 minutes and see how it goes, and we'll take it from there, but potentially, we could finish the trip today, which would be really cool.
Luckily for us, the forecast of force 5 to 6 winds never really materialised. It was breezy for sure, but nothing like the forecast. So as we made our way around the southeastern tip, it really wasn't long before we recognised where we were, as we pastured on the first day of our trip. We had made it. Another adventure complete, another tick off the bucket list, and another island that we have come to love and feel we know a little bit better. So as we paddle towards Bonifacio and the end of our adventure, I take time to reflect on our journey and where we have got to. If we are lucky, we will undertake many adventures during our time on this earth, but large adventures such as this may be limited in number. Who knows, maybe 20 if we're lucky. So I take time at the end to look, feel, savour, as the places we visit we may never get to experience again. The lump in my throat tells me it's a beautiful moment to cherish. For the final night of our adventure, we camp on a very sheltered cove within the port of Bonifacio. The bad weather forecast for the day never really came, but there is a storm forecast for the next few days, so we camp within spitting distance of the ferry so we can get back to Sardinia the following day. So, that's it for another year. Ciao for now, and thanks for watching.
Bright rays pouring in to my window. Every day the same sunny situation. Rocking in my sheets with the top down on the highway. Yeah, that's LA. Never slowing down, never growing up. Chilling in the sand, waiting for that wave to come rolling over me. Floating out at sea, keeping everything classic, so photographic. Never slowing down, never growing up. Chilling in the sand, waiting for that wave to come rolling over me. Floating out at sea, keeping everything classic, so photographic. And we all love that bright blue sky, and never have to wonder why those big dark clouds.
So if you enjoyed our movie, then come and paddle with us. We run Go Sea Kayak in Sardinia and run guided trips along the stunning coastline of Olbia. Sardinia is the second largest of the Mediterranean islands, and the landscape around Olbia is a sea kayaker's paradise, with beautiful islands, towering limestone cliffs and idyllic sandy beaches with crystal clear water. There's something here for beginners and experienced paddlers alike, so why not get in touch at www.goseakayak.com and make Sardinia your next holiday destination.